Hey guys! So today I'm making a video about something that has definitely affected me in my life, and I can't be the only one who feels this way. So today I'm going to be giving you tips on driving anxiety and ways that you can combat it. Driving is something that most people will have to do at least some point in their life, and if you're anything like me, you might be a little bit scared to go out on the road. It seems crazy because when you think about it, millions of people drive every single day, but for me personally, I kind of felt like I'm getting into this giant machine and I could possibly kill myself or others, and that was completely terrifying to me. But as I've been driving and as I got my driver's license, I learned some ways that kind of helped me to stay more relaxed, because actually the more scared you are, it's likely that your performance is actually going to go down. It's better to just be completely relaxed, and then you'll have less on your mind and you won't be overthinking everything. So I have 5 simple steps for you to follow, and hopefully it'll help you guys a lot behind the wheel. So number 1 is to definitely just have faith in yourself and your driving ability. Even if you're just starting to learn how to drive and you feel completely not confident behind the wheel whatsoever, it's important to remember that everybody has gone through a time in their life when they were first learning. And everybody has a time when they feel uncertain of themselves, but then when you look at it, most people are perfectly fine behind the wheel because they get used to it. You have to be confident in yourself, and definitely don't tell yourself that you're not good enough to be driving or that you shouldn't be driving. Just tell yourself, even if I make some mistakes, it's because I'm learning and it's okay. You'll start to learn as you go. The next tip is definitely easier said than done, and it's to practice as much as humanly possible. I know this was a struggle with me because I got really scared to drive, and so I didn't want to do it that much. And I would basically avoid it at all costs. I should have put my phone on silent. Sorry guys. The only way to get better is through practicing. So do it as much as possible, and then you'll get better sooner than you think. Obviously, if you don't practice, there's really no way to get better. One learns by doing, especially with something as hands-on as driving. So definitely practice. It's going to be scary. However, you can start with baby steps. What I did is, for the first few months that I had my learner's permit, I would only drive inside my neighborhood. That way there were fewer cars and less scenarios that I had to deal with. And once I became very comfortable driving in my own neighborhood, I would start to go around my house, and then I would slowly get further and further away to bigger streets. Totally fine to start just driving in your neighborhood or in a very familiar place that's close by. And once you get comfortable there, then you can start to expand on what you know how to do, and pretty soon you'll be driving everywhere with little to no problem. Okay, so the next thing actually is more about like while you're behind the wheel. And it's don't doubt yourself before making a move. So I definitely had a big problem with this, especially when it came to turning at lights. So when it came to making right turns at lights, I would doubt myself and whether or not I had the right of way, whether or not it was clear to go. This also happened to me with left turns, because if a car was approaching, I would doubt myself if I had enough space, and then by the time I would analyze the situation and decide if I did have enough space to go, the car would be closer and I wouldn't have enough room. So definitely, obviously, don't rush yourself and make moves that you don't anticipate and that you don't think about, but don't spend too much time and don't be too cautious, and don't doubt yourself before every single move that you make. This goes right back to the whole being confident in your driving thing. Tell yourself that you know what you're doing and that you can make this turn safely. Obviously, don't go if you can't make it safely, but as long as you're sure that you know what you're doing, there's really nothing else that you need to question. The next thing is also something that I totally struggled with, and it's don't assume that the other people on the road are judging you. Basically, the only thing that this is going to do is make you less confident in yourself and make you more insecure about what you're doing. Now, being insecure while you're driving is the last thing that you need. You need to definitely be sure of yourself and be prepared and ready to analyze all the situations and be very alert. So instead of spending your time focusing on, oh my gosh, I'm driving so slow, that car behind me is probably saying, oh my gosh, they're such a bad driver, why are they going so slow? You need to be paying attention to like, oh, this is what the light is, paying attention to all the signs. Odds are, if you're in the car, I know some people are very judgy drivers and they're like, oh my gosh, look at that person, they're so like bad at driving. But odds are, if you're driving, nobody else is really caring or paying attention to like one tiny move that you make, and nobody's gonna judge you and be like, wow, look at her, she's such an embarrassment of a driver. Like, just do not worry about what other people have to say about your driving. And even if somebody for some reason like honks at you, cuts you off, flips you the bird, that hasn't happened to me, but it's happened to like other people that I know. Even if that happens, it doesn't matter. If you feel comfortable driving slow, drive slow until you get, you know, acclimated behind the wheel. And if somebody like blazes past you and cuts you off or honks at you, don't even worry about them. My mom always tells me that it's more important that you get places like 5 minutes later than you would have than not getting there at all. So don't speed and don't make, you know, turns that are too sudden, and don't do any like fast moves just because you think that somebody behind you is getting impatient. And the last thing is, it will definitely get easier as you go. The first time I got behind the wheel of a car, I drove over a curb and I had no idea what I was doing. But now I got my license and I was super afraid to get my license because I thought I would like fail the test and everything like that. But no, the more experience you get, the easier it'll be. So all you have to think is every time you get behind the wheel, it's just getting one step closer to you being more and more comfortable. It's only gonna get easier as you go. It's never gonna get harder. It's never gonna get less familiar to you. And trust me, at some point you will be comfortable, even if it feels like you never ever will be. I hope this helped you guys out. If you have any questions, let me know down below. And thanks for watching. Bye. Am I recording? Yes. Check and make sure that it worked. I always doubt if I'm actually in focus after that. So I have 5 simple steps. I have 5 simple steps. I don't even know what I was talking about. My hair. Curse these things. If you're not like, what am I even trying to say?
There. You can Photoshop a wheel!
A wheel! That sounds like hard work.
And then Lily's in the back.